Good morning and welcome to the KidCheck webinar, The Benefits of Children's Check-In. We're so excited to have you joining us today. We've got lots of great information to share. And if you've never heard of KidCheck, this is a great example for you to learn a little bit about us and what we offer through check-in and the benefits. So we're excited today. Your presenter is going to be Matt Henman. He's the Business Development Director for KidCheck. And just a couple of housekeeping details. We love when you ask questions. And feel free to ask questions throughout the presentation. We have Miss Alyssa on, and Alyssa's going to be answering chats, sharing links, communicating with you. But know that at the end, we're going to set aside some time for more of a formal Q&A. So if your questions don't get answered right away, know that either Alyssa will send you something or we'll go ahead and address it at the very end. So thanks again, and also note that at the end of the presentation, Matt will share a slide with his direct contact information on that. So if you want to reach out to him with further questions or possibly schedule a more personalized demonstration, you're welcome to do that. So that will happen at the end. So I think, to go ahead and kick things off, we'd like to start with just a short video that just shares with you some of the highlights and benefits of really what Secure Children's Check-In is all about.
Offering childcare at your facility, that's a great service for your members. However, not all organizations understand the associated risks and liability. KidCheck Secure Children's Check-In helps mitigate those risks, plus provides big benefits. Create a great parent experience, improve child safety, and efficiently manage your kids' area. This translates into increased member retention and helps drive your business. Parents love it. KidCheck Children's Check-In is fast, easy, and secure. It immediately shows your commitment to child safety and creates parent peace of mind. When parents are comfortable their children are in good hands, they'll keep coming back. Improve child safety and reduce liability with built-in security measures, such as approved guardian lists, matching security codes, and allergy and medical warnings. Easily manage your kids' area with built-in texting, time limits, and up-to-date family information right at your fingertips. Not only does KidCheck offer great software, they're also a partner providing child safety training and education. With KidCheck, children are safe, parents are happy, which means less risk, more retention, and increased loyalty.
Well, hey, thanks so much for joining us today here at KidCheck. My name is Matt Henman. Thanks, Angela, for the great introduction, and thank you, everyone, for taking some time out of your day just to talk to us a little bit more about what KidCheck is and what we're all about. My main points or overviews today will be really to show you how KidCheck can help reduce your liability, increase child safety, make sure that you have efficient child allergy medical alerts, that you know where parents are within your facilities, that we create a positive parent experience, that check-in is nice and quick, that your staff can communicate effectively with parents based on what they need to let parents know about. And then, of course, reducing your overall management costs or tracking time more efficiently, tracking ratios more efficiently, at the same time increasing your Kids Club revenues. So that's kind of an overview of what we'll do. As we jump in, I'll kind of go through a little bit of a setup. We'll go through kind of what check-in and check-out looks like, and we'll play with some of the different tools that are available. So as we jump into this, one of the first things that's really unique to KidCheck is KidCheck is a web-based solution. So if you're using a different point of sale tool, you can always have different things running on that device or on that computer. So you may have check-in, you may have point of sale. It makes it really easy to kind of manage that. One of the big things is initially as you roll out, we want to let parents know what KidCheck is, whether you're using pen and paper or you're using a different check-in system. The biggest thing is communication. Parents like to know kind of the why behind the what. At our main website, you can always jump on here at any time. Under Getting Started, we've got some great materials that you can get out to families so that they understand what KidCheck is, what KidCheck is all about. We've got parent letters, we've got the account setup instructions, but a lot of really great resources that we've put together so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. The other side is the tools that we provide for your staff, your employees, as far as training employee guides, manuals, start-stop check-in instructions, and just some like sample announcement posters, things to kind of spread the word. So our team has done a good job at putting those together. But the first thing we want to do is really get that information out to your families. Families will initially either download the KidCheck app on their smartphone or tablet. So I'm going to pull up my phone here so you guys can see this, see what that looks like. Pardon the technology piece here. Doesn't look like it's going to, it was coming through earlier. Let's see if I can, there's that. Well, it's not going to go through, which is strange. It was working earlier. So my apologies for the delay there. Initially, parents can download the app if you have your smartphone, iPhone, Android available. Take some time to download the KidCheck app anytime you want. But essentially what a parent will do, just to kind of give you the background on a PC or a Mac side, parents will go out and initially they'll need to create their own personal KidCheck account. This is where they can upload their profile, they can put in their contact information, they can add their kids, photos of the kids, and then of course, adding anyone who's either authorized or unauthorized to pick up the kids. And so it makes it really, really easy for a parent to go out and get you that information. They're not making any assumptions on allergy or medical information. Parents are giving you that information. So it makes it really just kind of streamline, reduces some of that liability in the fact that the parent is giving you that information. And at the end of the day, we want to make sure we're providing you with the most up-to-date contact information we can on that family. So big picture overview, the initial steps, getting information out to parents, letting them know the why behind the what, and then parents can go out and create their accounts. And of course, I'll show you in check-in different ways for guest management. If a new visitor, guest, a member comes in, how do we make sure we fast add them to the system or get them checked in that day? So I'll make sure I take you through some of that. So whether they create their account ahead of time or they show up on Monday morning to check in, it's going to be a seamless process. Behind the scenes, one of the pieces that we want to do with you is some training. All of our training with KidCheck is free. So initially, when you get started with KidCheck, we're going to sit down and spend about an hour, hour and a half with you, making sure that you really understand what KidCheck is, how to set up KidCheck, and that we've got it set up kind of optimized for your organization. What we'll do mainly in that training is we'll create what we call templates. And underneath those templates are simply the classrooms where kids may be. So if you've got a kids club area and you've got a nursery, infant area, and then you've got your main playroom, we kind of want to know where those kids are, and then it's helpful for us to track ratios. So we design those locations. This is all customized for you. And then the other side is making sure that you know where those guardians might be. In your fitness facilities, maybe they're taking a kettlebell class today, or they're in the pool area. We know that if they're in the pool area, they may not have access to their smartphone, unless they've got one of those fancy underwater watches. But we want to make sure that using KidCheck, you can text message parents to let them know they need to come pick up their kids. At the same time, if you kind of have a good idea that they're taking a group exercise class, we know exactly what classroom maybe to go to. So behind the scenes, we set that up, makes it really, really easy. On a typical Monday through Friday, when your staff comes in, all they need to do is log into KidCheck and they'll click the start button. Once they click start, it takes them into a check-in screen. This screen is you can move it around, you can use it however you need to. So if you've got a desktop, PC, or Mac, the screen can be facing the employee, and then it's just in a browser mode. So as a parent comes in, there's a couple different things that we can do. You can visualize this in a couple different ways. If you've got this screen facing the parent can do a self check-in. Some facilities do that. If you've got the screen facing the employee, which I recommend, it gives you a little bit more of that customer service angle. At the same time, you've got a few more tools that your employees can really help communicate effectively to parents, and I'll show you that here in a second. So when a parent comes in, if they've created their KidCheck account, they're just going to type in their 10-digit phone number or tell that to the employee, and it's going to pull up their KidCheck account. If for whatever reason that does not pull up an account, it's going to take you into a new KidCheck account setup. This is where your staff can go ahead and enter their 10-digit phone number, hopefully their cell phone, and a lot of people kind of phasing out their home phones, and then an email address. From there, we're going to go ahead and fast add them in, or it's going to say, hey, it looks like this person already has an account. So we want to avoid duplicates. So Matt's going to come in. We've got his first and last name. We're going to make sure that his text messaging is turned on. As a KidCheck customer, that is a free service. So you are not paying any additional pieces to that. And then as long as your parent has opted in, which is very important. From there, I can go ahead and add the kids. We're going to pick on Rose today, male or female, and then birthday, any kind of allergy medical information. Ooh, learn to spell bee stings. And we'll save that child. So if we need to add another child, we can do that. Otherwise, we're right into check-in. So it gives you a quick idea of what kind of that fast add would look like. On the back end, regardless of whether I just came in as a brand new guest or member, or I'm a regular member attendee coming in for a class on a Wednesday night, I'm just going to type my phone number in and it's going to pull up my account. If you want parents to agree to any kind of assumption of risk or release of liability, that can populate. This is, of course, an option. They would agree to that. It keeps an electronic signature on file or an electronic digital signature on file, so you can always pull a report and see who checked in when and when they agreed to that. The first thing that pops up here when it pulls up a parent account is any kind of guardian check-in notifications. This is where it's helpful to have this screen facing your employee. The employee can then give that member some valuable feedback on like, hey, don't forget, while your child was here, so this would show up on checkout as well. While your child was here, we applied an ice pack and a bandage. They tripped and skinned their knee. We just wanted to make sure that you knew that. Hey, they're paid through this certain day. They're on a punch card. Whatever kind of notes that you want. Every once in a while, it comes up that you need to disable a parent account. You can actually do that behind the scenes. It would show up that the account is disabled. You'll need to speak to a staff member. So if they haven't paid, they really need to pay, you can actually shut it down. So just some different options there as I'm going through. One thing that I think that's key to note, once that parent has come in the first time, you can always assign their member key tag to their account. So that's a helpful tool as well. So typical, come in, scan my key tag, this screen pulls up. I'm going to hit a kettlebell class today, and then Charlie gets to stay home, but Preston and Rose are coming in. Rose is in the nursery, but I don't have an employee checked into the nursery right now. So this is an example of how you can kind of do staff ratios. If a specific area is at max capacity, you can actually lock it down. I always refer to the other side where a manager can kind of direct traffic and they can still check in. But again, there's just different options depending on what you want the system to do for you. So I've got Preston, Rose. If it's an option at your facility, that parent can also say, hey, Uncle Darren is actually, we're working out together. He's taking the kids. They've got a birthday party this afternoon. So I'm going to let you know that he's picking that up, picking the kids up. If for some reason, there are a lot of facilities that have kind of this policy that if you check them in, you pick them up, we just remove that option out of there. Okay. The other piece that's automatically applied here is our time limits. So once a parent has checked in, their time starts ticking. They will get an automated text message notification within 5 minutes of that 2-hour limit. So our system goes out every 5 minutes. So we set it to 1:55, and it'll say, hey, your time is up. You need to pick up your kids ASAP. So that's a great feature just to kind of keep in line with those time limits. I'm going to hit finish. My kids are checked in, and we are on our way to our workout. So that's a very quick process. I just want to kind of take you through. what that looks like in real time. We've got Chris Smith coming in here today. We're going to select his name. If he'd agreed to that, it would never show up again. Moxie and Kevin are home. He's going to the pool area today, and we hit finish. Our kids are checked in and we're ready to go. So nice quick check-in process. From there, one of the things that's really great about KidCheck is our administrative console. So once kids are checked in, you can keep an eye on what's going on. You've got a really good dashboard where you can see the kids, you can see who's picking them up that day. We've got a security code for check-in. So if you wanted to print out name badges, you can print out name badges for those kids. We also print a guardian receipt for pickup. And then in our app, that guardian receipt also goes to that parent account in the app. So just some good pieces that you can kind of keep in mind should that be an option that you want a child name badge on that child. Let me see if I can pull that over so you guys can see that. Okay, perfect, it's showing up. So when I come in and check in, if you wanted your employees, or if you've got like somebody that's coming in to help out, maybe a co-op, they can print out a volunteer name badge. Your logo would be down here in the bottom left-hand corner. The child name, where that child is located, who dropped them off, who's picking them up, phone number, and any kind of allergy medical information. For the kids with any kind of allergy or medical information, their name shows up with a black background and white lettering. And then that allergy medical information is printed on the name badge. Once I've dropped my kids off, I will get a guardian receipt. You can turn guardian receipt printing off if you choose, because the receipt does show up in the app. But when I come back to pick up my kids, I'm going to hand that to you. You can cross-check that receipt code with the child name badge, and we call that a safe visual check. We know that the guardian came in, they cross-checked that receipt code with the child name badge. One thing I always like to do or train on is make sure that parent introduces themselves. Hey, I'm Matt, I'm here to pick up Preston. And you can also cross-check that on the child's name badge. The guardian receipt won't have any information about me or my kids, so if somebody found that, it would be very difficult for them to pick it up and know what child that belonged to. Okay. So now that we've got kind of check-in, check-out, we've gone over some of the name badges, we've got these kids that are currently in our care. Anytime you want, you can get a quick head count. So up here in the top right-hand corner, you can see that 4. So we've got 4 kids in our area, and then you've got a really great dashboard. So anytime kids are checked in, this would show your room capacity, how many kids are in that actual classroom. And then if a child is actually checked into the wrong area, you can move them to the right area. So just some different functionality there. From this admin console, once a child is checked in, I'm going to click on their name. And I can see that Darren is the expected pickup, a picture of the child, any kind of information. I know that Matt's taking a kettlebell class today. And then under the guardian list, I can see anyone who's authorized to pick up that family. So this means that when I created my KidCheck account, I added my buddy Jake, I added Brittany, Uncle Darren, and then Tony Perkis. You've seen Heavyweights, kind of an iconic 90s. Anyways, he cannot pick up my kids. So this makes it really easy for your staff to see that. And Rose needs a diaper change. I'm going to send that out. That's going to go to that parent's cell phone. And then if Darren's running late, Darren, looks like you need to pick up Rose. He would also get that automated message. So it just makes it simple for me to communicate to those parents. Okay. From there, if Darren comes up and picks up Preston after like a diaper change or an alert, I can actually go in, and today, instead of Darren, Matt had to come early and pick up Preston. We can select Matt's name and click checkout. And then the other side, if a member is coming back to pick up their child, they can go ahead and scan their key tag, or you can type in their phone number. And the system is intuitive enough to know that, hey, we've already got kids checked in. Again, those notifications will show. And then I can see that, yep, Rose is still checked in. So it would select all the kids that I had checked in. And all I would need to do is hit finish. And now my kids are checked out. So the only kids left in our dashboard are Daniel and Mary. So great tools. If a child name badge falls off, I can always reprint that name badge. So some very, very easy things for your staff to kind of manage what's going on, see traffic. So that's check-in, check-out, some of the administrative console pieces. I'm going to jump back into, one of the things that we talk about is officially management or officially managing your kids area. Kind of showed you the time limits. I wish I could pull up my cell phone. I don't know why that's not pulling up, but I could show you those notifications. One thing on a new member fast add, they are going to get an email once you add them, as long as they provided their email, welcoming them with your club name, your fitness name. Hey, thanks so much for checking in with Axiom Fitness. We use KidCheck to keep your kids safe. And then there's a link where they can finish creating their account. So there's a nice touch point there. But as far as the back end, how do we help you manage the kids area? How do we give you the reporting and the ratios? Well, with KidCheck, you're going to have a ton of report material. So if you just want simple attendance reports, you can pull those up. If I just wanted to see today's attendance, I'm going to sort by the day. Makes it really easy. I'm going to hit generate, and these are the kids that we've checked in. So we had 4 total kids, who dropped them off, who picked them up, how long they were in, ages. Makes it very simple for me to get general attendance reports. Our attendance summary kind of gives you this big picture statistical look over time, growth trends, quarterly. The birthday list is really great for that outreach. One of the things I love to see is a fitness facility printing these out, making a big deal out of that child's birthday, and just kind of creating that member retention. The other thing on the name badges that I didn't mention is if it is their birthday, KidCheck celebrates birthdays by the week. So our algorithm is plus or minus 4. So if their birthday was on Saturday, we'll still get to congratulate them or wish them happy birthday all week long. You can pull statements by child. So if you just want to see, hey, how many times has Preston been here this month? It makes it really easy. And then these are my favorites, and then a huge custom report library down below. And you can even build your own reports if you want to dive in to that. Speaking of custom reports, I mentioned our support, our training. Once you're a KidCheck customer, you always have access to our support staff Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Mountain Time. So anytime you have a quick question, if you need something, that's what our support team is here for. So behind the scenes, we've got our trainers. The people that typically demo KidCheck are generally the folks that are going to be training you on KidCheck, which I love about kind of our company and what we do. And then the support afterwards. We've got a really great support team. The other side, real quick, is our home side, where you can see as a dashboard, you can log in anywhere as an admin or a manager and see, hey, how many kids do we have checked in? What's been our check-in history over time? What is our total by hour? So I can see, staff trends at 9 a.m. It just makes it really, really easy for you to kind of start pulling this information. So that's kind of a high-level overview of KidCheck, from rolling it out, communicating to parents, some of the features, what check-in looks like, and then some of the reporting behind the scenes. And I think we'll take it to any kind of questions that anyone has. Just a sec here. And so I've got a question from Miss Silva, Kiki Silva. Is the time limit customizable? Absolutely. Great question. So with time limits, you can always go in and you can say, hey, in our morning session, we have a 2-hour time limit. In our PM session, we have an 1.5-hour limit. On weekends, we have an hour limit. So it's completely customizable. Thank you for your question. Let's see. And then as far as kind of a general pricing overview, I'll take you back over to our website. Thanks for asking. Take you back over to our website here and just kind of show you or direct you to that. So KidCheck, we've got two different kind of sides of pricing. We've got our nonprofit side, and then we've got our business side. Certainly different options there. A lot of times we custom tailor the business side of KidCheck or the business edition of KidCheck to your individual needs. It starts at $99 a month, and then for nonprofit, $25, $45, and $60. So that's a good high-level overview of just pricing. I'll also give you just a quick picture. We do offer some hardware solutions. So if there's some hardware that you need, whether it's a check-in station, or you just really are excited about the name badges for kids, and you already have a computer, there's a lot of different things that we can do there. And because the pricing, as far as our, KidCheck is a SaaS-based, software as a service, everything is month to month. If you prepay for a year, we give you a 10% discount. And then I always like to go through pricing on a one-on-one basis based on kind of your design, what your needs are, but that kind of gives you a good overview of KidCheck. So I'm going to wrap it up. Sounds like we've answered some questions, but if you have additional questions, if you'd love to hear from us more, I would love to talk to you one-on-one and kind of share what your needs are. My email, mhenman@kidcheck.com. And then our main number is 855-543-2432. My direct extension is 813. And then we've also got, if you want to follow us on Twitter or Facebook, we'd love to have you in our social arenas. So thanks so much for your time today. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to hopefully talking to each one of you more soon.